Okay, so now we're going to take a look at how we access and download and then print our day and activity registers for the children. Okay, so we're going to go again into bookings, but instead of locations, this time we're going to go into registers. So we'll start with our main day registers, and these are the registers. So we're going bookings registers by day. And these are the registers that are going to be on our front desk for parents to sign when they first bring their children in and to sign when they take their children home again. Okay, so these are important. So again, this might look overwhelming, 114 pages of day registers, but remember I've got super user access, so you will only see the location relevant to you, or locations relevant to you. So if we look at my Sutton Warmley site, so I'm going to skip to one of my more recent timetables. So you simply go into number of pages if you've got multiple pages. And again, with all of the back end of the website, to select a column or a new page or whatever it is, make sure your cursor is in the box you want and select enter. And now I'm going to jump to page 10. And we're going to look, so you can see here I ran over this Easter just gone as I'm recording this video during lockdown period, so very, very quiet. And you can see this with the numbers at the end, in the end column here, okay? So in the attending column, you can see the numbers. You can see the numbers obviously in February, much, much bigger. But that's the total number of bookings. So that doesn't mean that's how many children you've got at any one time, because it could mean that you've got 5 kids in just for the morning and 6 in just for the afternoon on this day. So you could potentially not be exceeding 45 children at any one time. But that will obviously depend on each situation, but that is the total number of individual bookings made for that day, and it gives you a good idea of how many staff you're going to need just by simply going into the register and without even clicking on the register, just having a glance at that column. Okay, we can see the 4 columns here. You've obviously got the location of the club, week commencing, and the day. So let's have a look at the Thursday, second last day over Easter for me. I'm going to click on that row, and that will then open up a register. So we can see here the day register. So we've got Liam that was booked in, got Nathaniel, got Lucy. And remember, they're all doubled, almost all, with the exception here of Daniel, but they're almost all doubled because we've got AM and PM bookings. Okay. You can again see this is another way of accessing all their emergency contact information, of course, but obviously that's not relevant. It's not the easiest way of accessing that information. The easiest way, as we discussed before, was through sales orders. So we've got our main register here, but what we need to do now is to export it and then print it. First, what we're going to do is we're going to separate it back out, okay? Because on our home page, on our front end, we've got the younger timetable, the 3 to 7s, the older timetable, the 8 to 12s. What we want to do here is separate that back out because the website has brought all those bookings together for us. We want to break it back out into 2 registers. So if Ofsted pays a visit, they can see that we are mindful of the different age groups and are therefore basing staffing and things like that on ratios on the different age groups, okay? So we're going to simply, in date of birth, all you need to do here is quick calculation. So you go back 8 years, okay? So 8 years ago today would have been the 21st of April 2012, okay? So we're going to go here, the 21st of April 2012. And what that does, so we've now got all children born since that date. So 8 years ago, all children born since that date is going to give us all of the children that are under 8 years old. So that's our 3 to 7s, okay? So again, as we said before, make sure the cursor is in that box, click enter. And we now have, although this person didn't input the date of birth correctly, but other than that, we have got all of the relevant children in that category, okay? In the 3 to 7s. We're then going to export that to PDF. Open that file up. And there we go, we've got our register, okay? So then we would need to simply make sure that that main register is hooked up to a printer and select the print option, okay? Straightforward from there, okay? So you can see it will look slightly, different once we export it, because this now is the customer friendly version, essentially, without the data protected information on it. Okay, we would then simply go back in here, get that date we've just used, swap it over, so copy it, remove it into the to box, enter, cursor in the box, click enter, and we've then got all the other children that were on that register that weren't currently selected in the register we've just exported and downloaded here and printed. We've now got all of the children to that date, therefore all the children whose date of birth was before that, giving us all of the children from 8 and above, okay? Now, don't get confused by the age column here. We used to use an age column and not a date of birth column. That's the only reason there's two. Age column is now defunct and old. The date of birth column is what's relevant. And as you saw on the previous page, it is important to make sure that customers are putting the date of birth in correctly, or you may have some slightly erroneous data. Okay, so easily done. We can edit customers' dates of children's dates of birth for customers. Just need to make sure that customers are aware that they've done that and get the correct one off them. In this case, we put it in there, we've entered it, we'll export it again using that button, open it up and do exactly what we did with the younger register, print it off. Okay, so that is how we export, download and print our day registers.